Most people think selling is about chasing people, it's about begging people. When I learned the psychology behind selling, that's when everything literally changed for me. I stopped trying to ask people to take a look at what I'm selling. I stopped being desperate. Rather, people literally turned around and started chasing me to buy what it is that I was selling. Now, I tell people that in this my line of work, with the information that I have access to, with all the skill sets that I know, if I wanted to start selling hair, I would make a shit ton of money selling hair. If I wanted to start selling pillows, I'd make a lot of money selling it. Why? Because I understand the psychology of selling, and that's exactly what I want to share with you in this video. So it doesn't matter what it is that you're selling, it doesn't matter what business it is that you're into. If you take what I say in this video practically, you yourself are going to start experiencing a lot of changes in your business. I'm going to start this video by saying selling is not about pressure. It's about how people feel about your product. People do not just buy because, oh, you have a nice product, especially when it comes to digital products. People do not just buy it because, oh, it's such a nice product, oh, it's such a nice. No, they buy into what changes your product helps them achieve emotionally. People buy with emotions. Now, they buy with emotions and they justify it with logic. All right. I'm going to say this again. People buy with emotions and justify it with logic. Now, how exactly can your product change how they feel emotionally? People buy more because they're afraid of something as compared to buying because they want to feel pleasure. All right. I'm going to say this again. Pain, fear, is a greater motivator than pleasure. People buy more because they're trying to run away from something or they're trying to avoid something, and they buy because they're trying to feel a particular pleasure. How is it that your product can trigger an emotional response in people so much so that they feel connected to you, they feel drawn to you? Don't think about the fact that, oh, my product is so nice, oh, is this, is that, it has this feature, it has no. How can your product get them to feel a particular emotion? That is what you as the seller should focus on. Now, I've already started talking about it, but the first trigger as to why people buy is because they're trying to feel a particular emotion. I already spoke about it. For instance, nobody's going to buy my course because it has 7 modules or because it has 13 modules. No, they buy my course because of how it makes them feel, how it makes them feel confident, how it makes them feel like they can achieve whatever, how it makes them feel like they can do anything, how it makes them feel like they're in charge of their life, like how it makes them feel. Every single part of my marketing embodies all of those triggers. That's why I'm always talking about how it's going to make you feel. I also, as a seller, how I feel. I'm not talking about, oh, money, there's, oh, 10 million. No, sometimes, a lot of times, I talk about what that money helps me do. So it can get people to feel and relate to how I feel. When they relate to how I feel, they see themselves doing what I do. And guess what happens? They buy my course. They buy my product. That is the first trigger when it comes to selling. The second trigger that causes people to buy is safety. All right. Nobody's going to pay XYZ amount of money if they don't feel safe, if they don't trust you. That is why a lot of my marketing as well is geared towards making people feel like I am safe, geared towards making people feel like they can trust me. Now, you don't go about trying to garner trust by saying you can trust me, you can trust me. No, trust is something that is built over time. Okay, trust is something that is built over time. Now, you can get, there is social trust where people go to people's pages and they're like, okay, this person has 100,000 followers. That is the first sign of trust. And subsequently, what now gets them to shift to an emotional trust with that particular person is when they constantly are exposed to your content. When your buyers, your target buyers, your target audience, they're constantly exposed to your content, they're constantly seeing how you're being a human being. Okay, because when people feel like they can relate to you, they can now trust you to give you their money to buy whatever it is you're selling. For instance, this hair that I'm currently wearing right now, let's say I got this hair and I walked into a store and I got the hair, but let's say I wanted to get the hair online. What am I going to do? I'm going to spend my time looking through that vendor's page. I'm going to spend my time looking through other people who have gotten hairs that, they're wearing, like, what am I trying to do in that process? I'm trying to create trust between myself and that person, even if I'm just meeting that person for the first time. So now you who is watching me, maybe you don't have results of your own. So how can you now start to get people to trust you, even if you're just starting? It's quite simple. If you belong to a community group, like my support group with almost 5,000 of my clients, if you belong there, you can share results from those people and tie yourself into relating to those people who are winning. Okay, tie yourself relating to me as passive income Anna, since I have somewhat created a name for myself. Tie yourself, oh, my coach Anna does this, my coach Anna does that, like that is borrowed credibility. Okay, so when people see you relating to other people that they find credible, they're going to start to trust you, even if you have no results. I'm not telling you to take other people's results and claim them as yours. I'm not telling you to steal other people's clients. So don't do that. Rather, borrow the authority of other people. That's a way for you to build trust and get more people to buy whatever product it is that you're selling. The third trigger that gets people to buy is identity-based marketing. All right. Now, this is where people, I started by saying, they're not buying you. They're buying the idea of what they're going to become after using your product. Okay, for instance, when I wanted to buy this hair or any other hair that I've bought online, I would imagine myself wearing that hair and standing tall when I'm outside. I would imagine myself having this confidence boost. I'm not just buying the hair for just buying its sake. I'm buying it I'm buying into the idea of how it makes me feel when I wear the hair. Likewise, same manner, whatever product it is that you're promoting. So next time that you want to sell something, you want to post a product or whatever, say things that get people to feel a certain way after they've used your product, after they've bought your product. Say things that get them to imagine themselves in that position. All right, constantly use those things. Do not just go about selling, buy this hair, oh, I have a discount, no. Remember that I started by saying people buy with emotions, but they justify it with logic. So after I bought this hair or any other hair that I have, what got me to buy those hairs was the emotion, all right, was the identity that I would assume after wearing those hairs. But I justified it with, oh, okay, it's true, I don't really have so much long hairs, or that's logic. But the emotional part is how it made me feel when I would imagine myself wearing those hair. Does this make any sense? So I'm going to end this video by saying, if you master selling psychology, you're never ever going to beg anybody to buy anything from you. Yes, I have a program coming up. Maybe as at the time of posting this video, I've already launched it, but it's a program for the business owners, and it focuses mainly only on business owners, regardless of whatever it is you're selling. I'm going to help you develop an irresistible presence online, so much so that you never have to beg anybody to buy from you. Rather, the only problem that you're going to start experiencing is you cannot manage the amount of people that are coming to you. This sounds like something that you want to get. You're also going to get personal access to me as your coach, and you're also going to get access to my monthly coaching calls. You're going to get access to your personal coach who checks in with you at least 2 times in a week and also goes through your social media to make sure that you're doing things according to the program. If all of this sounds like what you want to get access into, then there's a link somewhere in the description box for you to get started right now. And with that being said, what part of this video stuck out to you most, and what topic would you love me to talk about next? If you want me to turn this, this whole thing into a series, just type in the comment section, type the word psychology in the comment section, and I'm gonna see you on the next video. Bye guys.